When did I realize that being me was actually what created the change in the people I worked with, not my technique? It was actually the very first session I ever did of energetic synthesis of being. I had the founder of Access Consciousness there, Gary Douglas, and he has this uncanny way of undoing your fixed points of view with the strangest of things that he requests. And when I went to work on him, he said, look, I know there are 3 levels in the chiropractic technique you're doing. You need to go straight to the 3rd level. The other 2 don't work on me. And I was like, oh boy. I just started studying that because I didn't know what to do at all. And he said, look, ask my body what it wants, follow the energy, you'll know what to do. It was the first time in my life anybody had ever told me I would know what to do. And I got excited and sort of scared all at the same time. And yet there was this knowing in my world that I knew something that could contribute to him, even though I couldn't define it, even though I couldn't put it into words. So I didn't try to define it. I didn't try to put it into words. I kind of went, okay, universe, you've got this guy in front of me. What am I going to do? And there was an energy that came through that I would say washed over and through my body, but it wasn't just through my body. It was in the room. It was in his body. It was all around us. It was like having the walls dissolve and having these moving molecules and energies everywhere. And I felt like somebody had just planted me into this new world of possibilities. And I was like, okay, how did I get here? But at the same time, it wasn't scary in any way. It was so exciting. It was like I knew somehow. It tapped me into some knowing that I've had for probably a very long time. And here it was actualizing, showing up in front of me. And I'm just, you know, at certain points I have my hands on his body, at certain points my hands are off of his body, and at one point my hands are off of his body and he's flopping on the table like a fish. And I knew though, I could sense the energy between us that was creating that. I've never told anybody that before, but I could sense that energy. It was like being able to see the molecules moving, being able to have this molecule vibrate into this one, into this one, into this one, and seeing them all move and create a change. I call it energetic synthesis of being because I finally realized that what that was about was my being interacting with his. And one of the things that I've seen in the last 15 years while doing Access Consciousness is that as people get more access to their being, which is an undefinable quantity essentially, but it's a beable quantity. And so when they get more access to their being, they have more energy available, more energy in their life. They don't have tiredness, they don't have depression, which are really low energetic states. They have energetic states that have a lot of energy available. And also though, if they're gonna work on somebody else, all of a sudden, all of the things that would have put them into doubt or wrongness, which once again take you into this low energetic state where you can't contribute, they're not there, or they diminish dynamically. So there may be a little bit there, whereas before there was a lot of it there. When you actually tap into that energy that is your being. And I say tap into it, it's not even that, it's be it. And so it's about letting down the walls and the barriers, letting go of the fixed points of view and the points of view about what you are and the points of view about what you're not. The points of view about what you can do just by being in the room with somebody or putting your hands on somebody. Because both of those are places where your being creates magic in theirs. Because so much of the disease, the pain, the suffering on the planet, the depression, the unhappiness, the physical and emotional problems and mental problems, you know what it is? It's people who've diminished their being to such an extent that they need something different and they know it. And guess what happens when you're there being you, whatever that is, and it doesn't matter whether you're an MD, an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, a mom, a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, it doesn't matter. When you're there being whatever that is that you are, what you do without realizing it is you implicitly give them permission to open up all of those places and spaces of their being that they've cut off from, that are creating the disease, that are creating the lack of energy, that are creating the depression, that are creating the insanity in some cases. It's by that being that you open up this space where everything they're doing to cut out that space for them and everything they've done that is creating the problem starts dissolving just by being in your presence. Now, it's interesting because science is starting to talk about this. And in fact, actually, Einstein talked about it. He said, when you observe a molecule, you change it. But now, isn't that observation different? How do you look at the molecule when you're depressed and unhappy and feeling like this versus when you're like, wow, it's a beautiful day to be alive? Your impact on that molecule changes. Let's extrapolate a little further. It's not just that one molecule. It's their entire energetic structure and their molecular structure. See, science is finally talking about the fact that our energetic structure is what creates our molecular structure. So when you get to be you and you have the space of being, what happens is that resonance moves into their world and opens up that space for them, because that's what's inherently true for all of us. The beauty of doing this work, the beauty of functioning from more and more consciousness is, the more conscious you become, the more impact you can have on everything around you, because that's the natural state of the universe. The natural state of the universe is actually consciousness. Now, it's funny because you look around this planet and you're like, really? What are we missing? We're missing you being, and inviting that into being with everyone you can touch. That will then invite that into being with everyone they can touch, and will invite that into being with everyone they can touch. You ever wanted to change the world? Be you, baby. It's the greatest gift you have, and the greatest gift you are.